Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. And today I'm super psyched because we're going to be taking a look at a piece from one of the brands that I consider to be the most authentic fashion brands in the entire world. And that brand is called KAPITAL. KAPITAL with a K. They are a Japanese streetwear brand, but they're like OGs. They were around long before the current Japanese streetwear boom. So they're really known for their pre-worn stuff like distressed, dyed, crazy treatments that they do to stuff. And this is from their Kapital Kountry line, which is where they take it even a step further to like use old pieces, cut and sew, things like that. So it makes every piece totally unique and totally authentic. So as you can see, this one is just like a denim kimono. I'm so psyched on it, and I'm really psyched to check it out with you. So let's get into it. But first, I've looked into it, and a very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. So there you go. I think this piece is absolutely beautiful. Kimono is a great look. Obviously, Kapital cut and sew thing, kind of like Greg Lauren vibes, of course, as well, but I'd say even more authentic than that. And I think we should start by taking a look at the brand tag at the back of the neck. So this right here, it's like a cream colored, sort of plasticky stitch tag, and you can see stitched in there in black is Kapital, going all the way across. The lettering is really clean. Take a look at some of that detailing, like at the bottom of each letter, things like that. Obviously, you have some Japanese lettering. Wish I could tell you what they mean, but I can't. Clothing, Japan, and country remake up top. So again, Kapital Kountry, they're like remaking pieces out of old Kapital pieces, stuff like that. It's super cool. And you can see that this is stitched in on all four sides really cleanly, like they're really subtle stitches. And for Kapital, this is the kind of stuff that you want to look at. Like those stitches are super straight. There's nothing out of place at all. So I think a lot of fakes, they'll say, well, it's handmade anyway. Like we can make it kind of sloppy, and they're not taking their time with it. But no, Kapital, they take huge pride in their clothing. They're doing things really cleanly, even though much of it is done by hand, and that makes it all the more impressive. And here is the outside of the piece where you can see the back side of that stitching. And again, really clean, straight lines, really subtle stitches, you know, nothing wonky whatsoever there. Now let's take a look at the care tags inside the kimono. So these tags would be on your left side if you were wearing the jacket. And as you can see, the first thing that you get here is this little black loop tag for the size. Of course, Japanese brands, they tend to use Japanese sizing, which goes by 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So this is a size 2, which should roughly translate to a medium. And I don't know, like the font of that too, it's almost like Harry Pottery or something. It's gold. You can really like feel that stitching of the two coming out of it, and it's very clean as well. And on the back, just to make it clear, they put the American size M for medium. I know it looks like a W, guys, but it's an M. It's upside down. Don't believe it. And then under that, you get this kind of slightly glossy, like mid-weight, plasticky, satiny tag. And the first thing you get up top is a nice model number. You can always Google that, and your model should show up. If it does, that's usually a good sign. If it doesn't, not as good a sign. Then we get our fabrication, 100% cotton, no surprises there. Then we get into the washing instructions, and these are all caps, all left justified. So these ones are all in English here. And then slightly bigger, you get made in Japan, and the company info, address, phone number, stuff like that. And this guy is a loop tag here. And the other side is actually upside down. I've noticed a lot of Japanese brands tend to do that. So let's turn this over. So on this side, it looks like essentially the same information as the other side, but in Japanese as opposed to English. And these tags have no visible stitches because they go right into this side seam inside the jacket. Now let's take a look at some of the unique details of this piece. There are a lot. I love it so much. So as you can see, the colors of this denim are really like tritone. So it's darkest up here on these outer panels, and then it gets lighter going down. But then it's really just like monochrome color blocking, right? Because you've also got this much darker, almost like getting into black denim over here for the lining of the kimono, right? And then the lighter color up here going around the neck. I just really love the color play here. I never would have guessed you could do so much with different shades of blue. And the fabric itself is on the thinner side. Like, it's not full-on jeans or anything. It's not a complete jean jacket. It's a bit softer and a bit flowier than that. You do get some pockets at this side. You've got this nice white contrast stitching here at the top and bottom. And inside there, it's even still lined with more of this blue fabric here. On the inside of this, you actually get these kind of drawstrings, again made out of the denim. So you get two of them, one on each side, and that should allow you to tie the piece off if you want to, which is a great option. One really small detail that I actually love here is how this stitching coming down here, the threads just keep going off the bottom of it, and it's just a nice little nod to the kind of like regenerated nature of this entire piece. And even though there are outer pockets, there are also some really, really big inner pockets as well, and there are two of them. So you got tons of storage space here if you need it. So now that we've checked all of that out, let's try this piece on to see how it feels and see how it fits. So let's start out by talking about the feel of the piece, because I think that's the easier one. So as I said, this is a very lightweight denim. It's not thick, it's not stiff or anything. You can see as I'm wearing it here, it has a bit of flow to it, it has some movement, so it just falls off the body really well, and it's nice and soft and comfortable. And even so, it's technically less important, I would think, because it's very rare that you would ever have this piece up against like too much bare skin or anything. You're usually going to have a shirt on underneath it anyway. The fit is where things get more interesting. So this is a size 2, or also tagged as a size medium. However, we all know that Japanese sizing can sometimes be a little bit wonky compared to American sizing. So I do actually have a little bit of a hard time sizing this piece because it is an open piece that doesn't have like button-ups or anything. It just ties closed, and even then it's not meant to be tied all the way closed. So how do you really judge whether it fits or not? But I would say that this fits overall more like an American small than a medium, and I say that because of the shoulders. The shoulders are quite tight, a lot tighter than a normal American medium, so in that case, I would consider potentially sizing up from your normal size. So that is how you tell the difference between real and fake Kapital clothing. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.